Sanje Shindo Mi Devi Wai Chogwe Namda Shingla Chupa Shoi Dhamma Guru Ratna Mendela I go for refuge until enlightenment through the Buddha, Dharma, and the Supreme Son. By the merit of the teaching to the Dharma, may I achieve Buddhahood for the sake of all beings. Sangye Chodang Soye Shonam La Chancho Baudo Dani Gyapso Dagi Geshe Gibe Chonam Dola Penjir Sangye Drupa Sho Sangye Chodang Soye Shonam La Chancho Baudo Dani Gyapso Dagi Geshe Gibe Chonam Gi Dola Penjir Sangye Drupa Sho. Okay. Okay, now I have to make the speaker then, right? So 100. It's big enough. Sean, it is big enough to say it.
It's big enough. I can see it. I actually have the book too, so it's okay for me, but I don't know anybody else has any opinion.
Okay. So, what's this one? So how to make this is
Adjust the size to make it smaller.
just side. Okay, minimum,
If you want it to disappear, just minimize it.
right? Okay, so the wisdom of perfection, this is our today's object. And then again, so take your time for little bit reflections with your intentions. So why you came here and why you're learning. As the point of Buddhist, so we are seeking for enlightenment, for benefiting to all other beings. So therefore, for enlightenment, we need to practice. Before we practice, we have to know what should we practice. So therefore, today came for here to learn what I need to practice for achieving enlightenment for the sake of all other beings. So that's, you can take a little bit time for think it. So, okay. And so that intentions keep remember in the middle. So until the end of this class. So whatever you're learning, it's learning for yourself to change it. Learning for, let's say, I'm learning that because I want to change or I want to achieve enlightenment, right? So I want to achieve enlightenment. That's all this motivation. Therefore, you should listening every teaching for you, how instructed to you to how achieve enlightenment. That's how you need to learn it, how you need to listen it. So of course, it is like doing for benefiting other, but this is time is not at the right now directly benefiting to other. Okay, right now directly you taking benefit, you need to know instructions to enlightenment. So that's think every single moment, or when we read the line by line, feel that every single teaching is teaching to me to change it, to me to enlighten it. That's the, you have to have in that intentions. Okay. Okay. So what is wisdom? That's we done last time, but we can maybe take time for a review on that. So the wisdom, if you learn the Buddhist psychology, there are many different type of mind. One type of mind is called discriminations. The secondary mental is called discriminations. The discriminations, maybe who learn the knows, if not, that discriminations mind is that say knowing that this is person, this is chair, this is table, and this is book. Every single thing is knowing it is. But wisdom as the same, knowing something, or what is different discrimination mind and wisdom? That's we need to know. So so the difference is the wisdom is, yes, knowing it is book, but this book knowing more than like a quality, it's for what, and then knowing more detail is there, right? It's not just discrimination, is just recognizing this is the book, that's it. And then also it could be recognized, this is Lamrim book, this book covers green or yellow, this paper is white, this ink are black, this is the Tibetan, everything, this is English, everything knowing one by one, but one discrimination mind cannot know this all together. But wisdom, so know this book, quality of this book, and for what, and then mainly the wisdom is knowing that wrong and right. And then So special, the perfection of wisdom, the Tibetan word is Sherab, Pramana, right? So yeah, so share up, that's called. The share as knowing, rub means excellent, and yeah, it says excellent and best. So what excellent is, that there are many minds, many wisdom there. So the mind there, mean like a, like say, knows many things. The mind knows many things, but individually, this here, the perfection of wisdom, Lama Tsongkhapa said it is general. It's related with um, five major signs. That how translated, right? Rigvenanga, five major signs. And then individually, the excellent wisdom is the only the wisdom who which is knows the ultimate reality. This is the excellent wisdom. So, but there are many different wisdom. That's we know, we just know the wisdom which know the conventionally things, but there are many different things conventional. There's also considered wisdom, but individually here wisdom is more that knows ultimate reality. Okay, that's the difference between discriminations and wisdom. Also, intelligence or wisdom, intelligence, wisdom. The here Lamrim is not thinking um, the intelligent which is knows the wrong things, which is knows how to harm to others. These are not considered as excellent wisdom. This is not considered as a wisdom. Sometimes we call afflicted wisdom. You know, the afflicted wisdom and wisdom also is different. The mind, the wisdom or intelligence, which is which know many things, as goes also toward the wrong things, and also what call associated with it goes wrong things because it's associated with the mental afflictions, right? So therefore, it's considered as a affliction wisdom, but this is the not wisdom that we're talking here. So every single intelligent is the not talking wisdom here. Every single wisdom is not talks here. Okay, here talking wisdom is only that which is knowing to how to benefit to others, which is knowing to how to enlightenment, which is knowing how, what is the ultimate reality. That's just considered wisdom here. Okay. Okay. So. Yeah, therefore I'm saying afflicted wisdom and a perfection of wisdom makes different. These two is different. Affliction wisdom is not really considered wisdom. Okay, so that's the things. It is part of saying what is the perfection of wisdom, and then also the beginning of Lamrim. Lama Tsongkhapa said that wisdom consists to the five something. Can you tell before that how to begin the generation of wisdom?
From point B.
Before that, it has a what is wisdom?
I have to open the book.
You have that right? Yeah.
There's divisions of wisdom. Right? What is wisdom? Divisions of wisdom.
No. What is wisdom? The part of what wisdom is. Can you read a little bit down? Just before that, how to begin the generation of wisdom?
Oh, you want me to read the paragraph?
Yeah, it says something. What wisdom should be. Something kind of.
What wisdom is. In general, wisdom is what thoroughly discerns the ontological status of the object under analysis. But in this context, wisdom refers to the proficiency in the five topics of knowledge and the like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay. Wisdom, what's it here? Wisdom?
Wisdom is what thoroughly discerns the ontological status
Mhm.
of the object under analysis. But in this context, wisdom refers to the proficiency in the 5 topics of knowledge and the like.
Okay, that's the thing. The wisdom here is 5 topic of knowledge. This is contact with it. So and then what's that?
Is that what you meant by the 5
Yeah. This is sometimes they translated 5 major signs. Yeah. So the 5 knowledge. This is also directly talking to the Bodhisattva. So that's just the Bodhisattva has to know this 5 knowledge for benefiting to others. Um, um, and then this 5 knowledge is enough or not, that's I don't know, but most of necessary thing for benefiting others is included in the 5 the knowledge. So therefore it is here talking the perfection of wisdom is contact with the 5 knowledge. So I think is there any footnote there what the 5 knowledge are?
No, there's
It's
no,
it's in the next paragraph.
it's not the levels.
Is the next paragraph there?
340.
Okay, can you read for me next paragraph?
You want me to read it? Yeah.
Mhm.
Know that the Bodhisattva's wisdom is the thorough analysis of phenomena that engages or has engaged all of what is to be known, and that operates through focusing on the 5 topics of knowledge: Buddhist knowledge, grammar, logic, technical arts, and medicine.
Okay, so this is the Buddhist knowledge, the grammar and what do you call it? The grammar and logic, right? So grammar and logic, Bodhisattva has to know for so like say defeat like clarifying all these wrong things, like say knowing grammars to can be clarify all this the language and the word. So clarify it can clear the word, the wrong words. And then logic can be clearing the understanding of meaning, so that we have a lot of wrong understanding of meaning or wrong understanding of the misunderstanding word, misunderstanding meaning. So knowing grammar will be help you to clear that misunderstanding word, and then knowing logic will be help you to clear that misunderstanding meaning. So, and then next is like what called the medicine and what else?
Technical arts.
Yeah, technical arts. So technical arts is also how to survive our life. It's kind of like a technical, one kind of culture, right? Technical art is who can make um, like statues, stupa things, who can draw these things, and who can make all this necessary, like engineerings are technical article right now, right? So it's referred there. So the engineering created many things, like let's also um, um, yeah, you can take an example as engineering. What they created is like a helping to survive this. They made many things, and then selling each other, get money, and then we can survive life, right? This is more helping other to have a better way to survive life, and then brings them more like a happy life through by the remove all obstacle to survive it. So, and then medicines also protecting their life when they have illness and so on and so on. So they're giving medicines and protecting their life, and also giving them kind of peaceful and happy life. These two are also, it is directly benefiting to others. And then Buddhist knowledge is like both self and other has to be reducing all these mental afflictions, and then up to enlightenment. after free from all single suffering comes from Buddhist knowledge. So therefore, it says, and this is important to know, that Bodhisattva have to know these 5 knowledge. This is the considered here to wisdom. And also, don't run, okay? So, so, and then also, the 5 but so far I do not see that making the 5 kind of knowledge in Buddha's text, but the Maitreya Buddha talks directly, said it, without knowing that 5 or 5 knowledge, you will be not enlightened. That's said it. So therefore, this is here contact with the professional wisdom. Okay. So this is part of explanation, little bit review on what is wisdom. And now, how to begin the generation of wisdom. So that's, you all seeing this, right? So, okay. As the same, how to begin generation of wisdom, how to begin morality, how to begin generation of morality, how to begin generation of all these 6 perfection one by one, has actually like a same way, same method to generate it. So here is the same as like earlier, all this previous perfection, as like thinking more benefit, or thinking more fault of not having wisdom, or thinking more benefit of having wisdom. So how much you think it, that helps you to begin to generate wisdom, right? So therefore, the way to begin generation wisdom is to contemplate the benefit to generation wisdom. And contemplate, it says contemplate, same as like analyze, it's same as like contemplation, reflecting, meditating, right? So contemplate the benefit of generating wisdom and the fault of not generating it. So this is the how begin generation wisdom. This is the method, this is the skill to how to generate. But of course, they have a many different way to generate wisdom. But this is perfect for us, perfect for beginner, and then it is also enough for us to generate wisdom or whatever. So thinking that's okay. So now as says contemplating the benefit of generation wisdom. Now this is part we first we need to talk. So since I will explain the benefit and faults of having or lacking the wisdom of reality as a selflessness in the inside section, I will not elaborate on it here, but I will discuss the remaining topic of wisdom a little, means later. It's in a 3rd volumes. It's most of like a Lama Tsongkhapa will discussion on the remaining topic, which is the 3rd volume, talking about shamatha and special insight. So, but also here said, you will leave it to repeat it. So what the benefits are. And then in general, in Lamrim here, mentioning 7 different type of benefit. 7 different type of benefit. I just give you a number, then you should find it out what are the 7 benefits here talking, right? So, but here, the 7 different type of benefit that which you have to contemplate it. So contemplating means first like a benefit. So how you contemplating? That's what we talk. Okay. So say with respect to indicate wisdom's benefits. Wisdom is the root of all good qualities for this and future. This is the knowing. This is the how you need to know. So wisdom is the root of all good qualities. Okay, what considering good quality here? So the good quality here is, all this path, all this like helping others, all the benefiting. These are the good quality, and then also up to enlightenment. These are the all good quality. So that's a root of the all good quality, beginning from your like a learning alphabet. Also, this is considered good quality, right? So from beginning to learn alphabet up to having that kind of omniscient mind, right? Little knowing to omniscient mind. This all like a good qualities is the concept here. Therefore, wisdom is the root of all good qualities for this and future life. As the protector, Nagarjuna, 100 verses on wisdom, said here, wisdom is the root of all good qualities, sins and not yet sins. Okay, sins means what you can see in this lifetime. Not yet sin means which you cannot see in the future lifetime. But all this good quality is also comes by wisdom. So to achieve both of these, what called?
Embrace.
Embrace wisdom. Okay. Okay, embrace wisdom. This is the okay, and then so next is a great source for what you seek, and for liberation is knowledge. So stemming it from the start, Andrew, right?
Adhere.
Oh, adhere. Okay, adhere to wisdom, the great mother. Okay, so the great source for what you seek. Here says for liberation is knowledge is say stemming it from the start. Adhere. I think here talking about the 4 different type of good quality, right? So liberation is the one of those, and then say source for what you seek. This is one, and then liberation is the another things, and then it's a stemming. Stemming. What do you mean stemming?
To hold in high regard.
It's from the start. Okay. And adhere?
Adhere means like to stick with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like tape.
Sure, the great source for what you seek. And for liberation is knowledge. Okay, so Tibetan, what Tibetan says here, Chö, De, Döndang, Tarbayi, Jungne Chumbu Rikbayin, Tedar Tangbu, Gubayi, Shira Yumjik Sumacha. Chö is like a it's Buddhism knowledge. Dön means like it's kind of like a source of what you're seeking, and De means you are what called desire, desiring, enjoying things, and then Tarba is liberation. So they are actually like a believer or non-believer, or like every single beings, they have a kind of a, whatever they have a wish, that wish is included in these 4 things. Let's say it here. So that's all included in these 4 things. So which is religious, and then like done was done is done is here all this what called I think this all source that's talking here, like what is necessary in our life, what you are seeking. That's I think is the source of what you seek. This is actually talking about the done, and then Döba is you desiring, enjoying with it. This is Döba, and then Talpa is the liberations. You know, so your desirings brings you that all this beautiful source what you're seeking, and then the what called the Buddhism knowledge brings you all these liberations. So these four things. It's first really talks here, these four things. The great source of what you seek, that's the four liberation is knowledge. This is the Tapa, second one. And then so stemming it from the start. And here to wisdom, the great mother. Okay, anyhow. So try to talk here, what is the good qualities, of what is the root of good qualities, talk here, right? It's try to count it here, what are the, because these are the force, these four, as I said, these four are on the, all the beings, whatever they're desiring, it's included in these four things. So whatever they are needed, whatever the necessary things, is included in these four things. Therefore, as well as this is the wisdom is the quality of these four things. That could be wisdom of also wisdom is root of the all other good qualities, which is related with these four things or not, right? So okay. This keep bothering me. One thing's I don't see it just shared to you. It's keep bothering me to think it. It says it here, the wisdom is the root of all good qualities. And then another, the foundational good qualities say guru is the root of all good qualities. And many other Buddha sutras said is that faith is the all foundational, all root of the all good qualities. So, you know, that's, I have a habit to debate. That's keep bothering me to think this all. What is this same, or is this contradictory, or what is that? Special make me think between like a faith and wisdom, which is really important, you know, the faith and wisdom. But many of them just follow faith, and many of them saying also has to be follow wisdom. So wisdom brings you faith. Sometimes say faith brings you wisdom. It's kind of like an egg and chicken. So, but what I thought is depend on the people's, I think people's potential and quality. Sometimes that faith brings you wisdom, but which faith brings you wisdom, 100% sure it is not reliable. It is not reliable. It could be easily changed, but very much possible. You have love.
I think maybe Gloria logged in or something. I don't know.
Why the green?
Just X out of it. You're still in the meeting.
Everyone can hear me, right? Hello?
I can hear you.
Okay, that's good then.
What was the one that wasn't sure? You said faith or wisdom?
No, faith and wisdom, both are root of good qualities. Sometimes faith brings you wisdom, sometimes wisdom brings you faith. That's what. But what I'm saying, which is faith brings you wisdom, is not reliable. It is not like a perfect way to build it up. So because it could be achieve the goal through by, you know, the faith brings you wisdom and you can continue to meditate and whatever do. It could be brings the goal, but very dangerous. But which is wisdom brings you faith forever. You are saved forever, right? So it could be both way to bring like each other, but the perfect way you have to bring faith is through by wisdom or with wisdom. So this is you are never ever fail then, which is wisdom brings you faith. That fail will be never fail. It's never change it. That's remaining strongly, which is important things in our doing practice. So okay, anyhow, the Nagarjuna clearly saying the wisdom is the root of all good quality, and also Lama Tsongkhapa has a many different quotes and reasoning that how wisdom is important in all this practice. Okay, this is the one reason, okay, saying wisdom is the root of all good qualities for this and future life. The another benefit, now here, contemplating. So how you can contemplating on that? Repeat thinking, this is the one way to contemplate it.
I have some thoughts on that, Geshe.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've noticed that too, you know, in the foundation of all good qualities, the first verse is, you know, foundation of all good qualities is the kind and perfect guru, pure
Mm-hmm.
guru, right? And there's correct devotion to him is the root of the path. So here saying wisdom is the root of all good qualities. And also, as you pointed out, faith is the root of all good qualities. So I don't really see a contradiction when I focus on guru is the root of all good qualities, because the guru brings wisdom. And when you contemplate enough about teachings and come to the faith that the guru is an emanation of Buddha, then all three come together. But the guru, I can interact with directly. And so he can teach me.
Emanation of Buddha or not, this is totally different topic, right? So because it is not very suitable with all of us. But yes, guru is root or not, that we can talk.
Yeah, well, that's how for me in my mind all three come together. So I don't see contradiction. You know, it took for when I take all together, it makes sense. So each time we can say individually, wisdom is the root of good qualities, a guru is the root of good qualities, and faith is the root of good qualities. But for me, the devotion to the guru as a teacher brings them all together, because the wisdom that I develop comes from the teachings, which come from the teacher, the guru.
Really?
Yes.
So if
I didn't hear the teachings, I wouldn't even be contemplating any of the teachings.
You know, how about that guru who do not have a knowledge or very much less knowledge, could be teach wrong, right? How
Yeah,
can
I don't know that guru though.
Never know.
Not so far.
Never know, right?
I've been blessed with the best teachers in this life, so I'm very fortunate.
Yeah, your faith will be change something, but from guru side could be teach wrong, right? So therefore, that wisdom, what I'm saying, the faith should come from wisdom is not the guru's wisdom. Okay, guru wisdom brings you some kind of like a fundamental or some kind of basic things to let you build it up your own wisdom. That brings you faith.
Right. Well, the guru brings the
guru
from listening.
Guru brings you all this like a share you, gives you all this subject of contemplated or fundamental things, but then you have to contemplating on that, and then you will get some wisdom. That wisdom brings you faith. This is important. Yeah, you know.
Yes.
Anyhow, so here the wisdom, root wisdom is root, means like there's talking about more your own wisdom. It's not talking Buddha's wisdom, it's not talking guru's wisdom, your own wisdom. So it's the root of all good quality. So even your faith, you will have faith because you have some knowledge. It don't have to be perfect wisdom, right? You will have some knowledge to having that kind of faith. So automatically, when you hear first time, okay, something in there, you will not believe on that, right? So, but give you reason something there that makes you some kind of knowledge. So some knowledge there, it can brings you like the beginning of faith, and then it grows, it's increased, right?
Yes.
So that way, they're saying wisdom is the root of all good qualities, included faith and everything. But Lama Tsongkhapa will mention that after that. Okay, this is the first benefit which you need to be contemplated. Okay, contemplating, you repeatedly think one more time. Okay, wisdom is the all good quality of this future and this life and future life. And how then repeated that Nagarjuna's line are one by one, thinking the meaning. This is one way to contemplate it, okay? So at least we should do that. So then don't ask again how we can meditate on generate wisdom. Okay. So now second one is saying, as the word summary of the perfection of wisdom in 8,000 lines states, wisdom function like an eye for the other 5 perfections, as generosity, X-ray. So then that perfection wisdom talks here. When the other perfections are complete by wisdom, they acquire their eye and fulfill their name, just as a painting may be complete except for the eyes. But until the eyes are drawn, no wage is obtained. So therefore, now is saying wisdom is like the eyes of other perfections, other 5 perfections. What is mean, right? Okay. Let's take example generosity as the how wisdom is the eyes of perfection of generosity. So let's say we are giving like all this like many practitioners there do like a generosity practice, right? Buddhists, non-Buddhists, even Buddhists, they are like a hearer practitioner, like a listener practitioner, Patigya Buddha practitioner. These all do this kind of professional, like not really called professional, generosity practice. So, but yet they are not really perfection of generosity practice, because that generosity practice cannot bring you enlightenment. That's not another one thing. Why? Because that generosity practice is associated with the self-grasping, associated with the self-centeredness, right? So in our daily, like I said, we are doing generosity practice. We are giving something. Once you check your intentions, when you give it, at the directly intentions, you might have, okay, helping others. But indirectly, hiddenly, what they are. So is there most 90% is associated with the either, of course, it's always directly connected with self-grasping, but the 90% self-centeredness. So always associated with it, as well as associating with these 2 things, that generosity practice never ever becoming the seed of the enlightenment. Therefore, it cannot bring you the enlightenment.
But if you're self-grasping, if you're doing it to attain enlightenment, is that still considered self-grasping?
No, this is not self-grasping. Yeah. So, yeah, and then how perfection of wisdom, which is knowing the ultimate reality, can become eyes, can support it, can make it perfections, can how the wisdom of perfection can make it perfect, that generosity practice, how it can make like to seek for enlightenment. Because the perfection of wisdom, which is knowing that ultimate reality, is reducing self-grasping, so as well as reducing self-grasping, then that generosity practice, it's nothing related with the self. It's more you are giving for only the benefit of others, right? So that's how preparation of wisdom changed it, how becoming eyes of the progression of generosity and as well as morality and these other things. You understand clear? How it's becoming eyes, right? So therefore it's necessary, important to have that kind of preparation wisdom when you do practice, right? Mm-hmm.
So you mentioned unshakable faith, and that was something that that's come up in the past, and certainly is for me. How do you cultivate, or how do you actually realize unshakable faith? And I was just thinking, from what you're saying and from what it's saying here in the Lamrim, that unshakable faith derives from wisdom, and it is wise to look to a guru. Why is it wise? Because, well, for two reasons. One is because you want, if you really do want to perfect the path, the six, which really is six perfections, there's an inherent contradiction between the ultimate and the conventional. They don't go together.
Of
Right?
course, they should go together.
Right, but they should go together.
Yeah.
So it's resolving that contradiction is the process of these three elements of wisdom, faith, and the guru.
Okay,
Right?
so for that, maybe again, Lama Tsongkhapa answering for that.
Okay.
What we see contradictory, the wisdom, who have that wisdom will not see it. So that will be give answer for that, okay? So the second, the benefit is that, right? So it's how perfection wisdom is becoming eyes for other generosity practice. The six perfections practice are all these bodhisattvas, these practice are included in six perfection, right? And then the five perfection is it's kind of like a without eyes. It's there, they can work, but they don't know where they go. But once the perfection of wisdom is there, it can bring you where they go. It can be enlightened to, like it exactly brings to the enlightenment. So therefore, how perfection of wisdom is important. That's the one thing. Okay. And then how wisdom is necessary for other good qualities. Chapel, can you read for me this?
How wisdom is necessary for other good qualities is illustrated by the example of a special piece of jewelry made of fine gold that becomes even more breathtaking when adorned with a precious emerald. Likewise, if the gold ornament of the five perfections, from generosity to meditative stabilization, is adorned with wisdom, which is able to distinguish right from wrong, they become more magnificent because wisdom makes them much purer. It is similar to the way that the mental consciousness, by distinguishing the merits and faults in the objects of the five sensory faculties, the visual faculty, etc., causes you to engage in what is to be adopted or reject what is to be cast aside. This is what the glorious Aryasura's Compendium of Perfections says. The merits of generosity and so forth are more powerful with wisdom as their lord, just as an array of fine gold jewelry shines more brightly when inset with jewels. It is this wisdom that renders vast the capacity for virtue in the purpose of each one, just as the mind's additional power clearly displays the respective objects of the sensory faculties.
Okay, so the wisdom actually makes that pure, more generosity practice, morality practice more pure, right? Let's say example, So doing generosity practice, you are giving alcohol to addiction people, that lack of wisdom. So if you have perfect wisdom, you will not give it, you will do something else. That, it lets you not give wrong things. It let you give perfect things, and the wisdom let you give the perfect time period also. Sometimes people don't need water, then you giving water is not time, perfect time, right? So it's giving the perfect time. Everything's makes you do generosity practice in perfect, as well as morality practice. So wisdom makes you more clear and pure. Morality practice is not let you go at the wrong path, right? So as then all this patience and all the other things it makes you clear the misunderstanding, misconceptions, and then wrongdoing things. That's the way wisdom is important for completing all other five perfection practice to make it, because it has to be pure practice. So that's the saying here. This is understandable. Then this is the third benefit of wisdom, right? Now, fourth benefit of wisdom here, saying that similarly, wisdom is also crucial for other faculties. As the other faculties, is there any footnote there? There are, I think, like five faculties include faith and wisdom. Yeah, no, right. Okay.
There's one after the compendium of perfections. I don't know if it's in relation to.
No, it's not clear there. Okay, so there are five powering faculty. There's ombudsmen. Okay. Okay, not the powering. It's five faculties. That's the five faculties is not talking about the five sense faculty. Okay, there are five faculties of. I think it talks about faith, concentration, aspiration, wisdom. Okay, so I think do not write it. It's just we can find it later. I'm not sure. Definitely wisdom and faith is there. Concentration is there. Other two could be aspirations, but the five faculties there. Within this five faculty is saying wisdom is the most important part within this five faculty. How? And it will be explained. So Chabal, read the next paragraph. Similarly, wisdom is also crucial for.
Just a minute. Similarly, wisdom is also crucial for other faculties, such as faith and so on. When wisdom is present as Lord, your generosity, faith, etc., understand well the merit of virtue and the faults of stinginess, and so forth. So you become skilled at eliminating the afflictions and increasing good qualities. The compendium of the perfection states, among the various faculties of faith and so on, wisdom is chief, as the mind is to the sensory faculties. With wisdom as Lord, you know what is a fault and what merit, so you are skilled in the method of eliminating afflictions.
Okay. Oh yeah. This the fourth benefit, and now here clearly saying that wisdom is also chief of faith and so on, right? So the faith has to be go through by wisdom. So the wisdom makes your faith unshakable, perfect, as well as other faculties are. Same as like a perfection, six perfections right now. So on means they have a five other faculty, like the other three faculties there. So on means here. So I don't, maybe it's don't have a note, right? So, and then next is that fifth benefit It's saying Bodhisattva depend on wisdom to purifying the other five perfections. Okay, now how it's purified. So Chipel, can you?
Even when they give their flesh to someone who asks for it, they are unaffected by thoughts such as pride, discouragement, etc. It is as though they were taking a cutting from a medicinal plant. This is because their wisdom makes reality manifest. With the wisdom that sees the troubles of both cyclic existence and the peace of nirvana, they accomplish ethical discipline for the sake of others' welfare. So they practice pure ethical discipline. Through wisdom, they know the faults of impatience and the merits of patience. And they then discipline their minds so that they are not overpowered by suffering and others' misperceptions of them. With wisdom, they understand well everything at which they joyously persevere. So their perseverance brings great success on the path. And through wisdom based on reasoning, they accomplish the supreme delight and bliss of the meditative stabilization that is fixed upon the meaning of reality. The Compendium of the Perfection states, once bodhisattvas have opened the clear eye of wisdom, even when they give their own flesh without a thought, they never feel high or low about it, as if they were cutting a medicinal plant. And also, intelligent ones do not practice ethical discipline for their own aims. They see the flaws in the prison of cycle.
Okay, sorry. So yeah, these the codes are actually already explained it Lama Tsongkhapa earlier, but kind of like repeating this, which is codes are same meaning what Lama Tsongkhapa mentioned here. So again, giving here how the wisdoms make purifying your generosity practice, purifying like all this bad intention, right? So so we, of course, we are very difficult to giving flesh from our part of body. Say who needs a lung, so giving, who needs a kidney, giving, it's very difficult. So, and then once you give it as a pride, once we have we have a very much discouragement to giving these things, right? So fear, either we have a pride, fear, discouragement, other mental afflictions there, but Bodhisattva never ever have a problem when you give these things, and also they are very happily and joyfully giving it because of they know the ultimate reality. They do have a wisdom of knowing the ultimate reality. That's help them to never have that kind of problem and affect it, even they give their flesh part of body. So, and then same as like all this morality and everything's explained it, how much wisdom making puring on this other six perfection practice. And then also the another the benefits here say two good qualities which may appear. Okay, can you read for me that?
Two good qualities which may appear to be mutually exclusive prove to be non-contradictory for those who have wisdom. When bodhisattvas have become universal monarchs with authority over the entire world, they still do not fall under the control of sensory objects. This is the power of having wisdom as a royal minister. Similarly, the bodhisattva's love that views living beings with affection is intense, but is not mixed with even a trace of attachment. Although they have a long-lasting and very forceful compassion that cannot bear for living beings to suffer, they do not have the laziness of being overcome with distress and thereby lacking enthusiasm for virtue. They have immeasurable joy, but their minds are free of instability, which would distract them from their focus. And they are continually possessed of great impartiality, but they do not neglect even for a moment the welfare of all living beings. Wisdom does all this because it is what removes the impediments to achieving a balanced strength in these good qualities.
Okay, so you understand, right? So now wisdom is like, say, even the giving love without any attachment, right? So it is, the wisdom actually is not separately reducing attachment and then generating love. It's not that. Once you have wisdom, which is reality, like realize the ultimate reality, with that kind of wisdom, when whatever you do generate compassion or do, it's automatically, it's not arises that attachment. Its attachment is not comes it even like a not separately reduce it, but it not comes at them, not manifested at the time. So only love appears. It's not the attachment. So because of that, love only follow the reason, not emotional. So therefore, the reasons who knows that the wisdom that makes clear, and then same as like other things. This is easy, not that difficult to understand, right? So the all good qualities are appears to mutually inclusive prove to be non-contradictory. This is the one benefit, non-contradictory. Okay, so for us, of course, all this whatever explained here for us exactly contradictory. When we generate love, attachments comes. When we becoming powerful, and also automatically it's like comes that mind like a kind of enjoyment. So and then so here whatever talks here, Lama Pass, all this contradictory, we do have it exactly, mix it. But once you realize emptiness, that ultimate reality, it will make you separate these two. Like that's the benefit of having wisdom. Okay, and then the next quotation, compendium of the perfection state. The quotation is just repeating the above one. Okay.
Right, when you separate, sorry, when you separate the attachment with the love, that's what you meant by,
This is one example here, more than this. It talks here more than this. Right? When Bodhisattva have become universal monarch, what called? Monarch with authority over the entire world, they still do not fall under the control of sensory object. That's the one example. And I just picked up that love and attachment. This is the power of the having wisdom as a royal minister. Similarly, it says Bodhisattva love the view loving beings with affection in intense, but it's not mixed with even a trace of attachment. Okay, so these are so once you have a wisdom, it makes you out of contradictories. It's not makes you non-contradictories. Okay. So and again, that continuing perfection wisdom is just repeating this one, and then another benefit. I think it's fifth one, right? The fifth one is.
by contradictory, you mean that it's because of ignorance?
Because of we have a bad habit. Once we generate love, is attachments come because we have a strong attachments, what call strong the habit of attachment. It comes automatically.
Yeah,
It's not just only ignorance.
but what makes it contradictory?
Habit, as I said it. What makes the contradictory?
What makes it a contradiction?
It's not, don't have to make it contradictory. It is the contradictory actually. Giving love and having attachment is contradictory. Once you giving love with attachment, you are not giving love. Yeah, this is contradictory already.
Yeah.
But the knowing wisdom makes you non-contradictory.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then yeah, you can say which things makes contradictory. Actually, which things makes you contradictory, that I don't know. But when we generate love, when it comes attachment, how come? Then, as I said, habit or
Well,
ignorance,
also,
all
well,
this could
or
be.
hate.
Yeah.
Hate and,
Hate also
Otherwise,
same, yeah, yeah. Okay. Then next, I think this is the fifth benefit, right? It's okay, Chapa, you read one time.
from thus.
No, that could call
Manchester.
yeah, Manchester.
Manchester's praise in honor of one worthy of honor also says, without rejecting the real nature, you are also in accord with the conventional. Thus, you do not have to forsake the real nature that gives great certainty that there is not even an atom of what your cognitive process apprehends as a sign of true existence. And you are also in accord with and do not contradict the conventional that gives deep certainty that effects arise from their respective internal and external causes and conditions. For others, these appear to totally exclude each other. But for those who have wisdom, there is compatibility and a lack of contradiction.
Okay, so now another contradiction is here between conventional and ultimate reality, which is John mentioned earlier. So it's, yeah, the for us it's contradictory because we always appears that what called self-arising or ultimate self-independent existence that makes us contradictory to see together, you know. But the wisdom, which is knowing that ultimate reality, that makes you separate. It's not even this sees like everything as a lack of independence, but same time they see it's dependent on origination. Same time they see it's exist by merely level. Same time they see it's also functionate. So also they see it free from independent exits, right? All this sees together. Therefore, it's not contradictory. Mm-hmm.
Is that kind of like the idea that like we're all one, but we're all individuals? Like that seems like a contradiction, but they're
we all not one.
okay.
Never one. Yeah. So even ultimate reality or conventional reality, we all not one.
Okay.
But our nature is one.
Mm-hmm.
So what is our nature is the lack of independent existence. This is one. Yeah. So but we are not one.
Okay.
So okay. So once you enlightened becoming Buddha, when I become a Buddha, there are two different Buddha there.
Okay.
It's not just you becoming me and I becoming you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So and then there are also I think there's 6 or 7 on this. Also that the praise or honor on the word the honor stage. Okay, Chepa, can you read for me this? The praise in honor of one worthy of honor stage. Just next, which you read.
I don't know, I just lost my pencils highlighting. The two facts, or no, regarding your proscriptions and prohibitions, some of your word is definitive, while some of it is not. But between these, there is no contradiction. The two facts, that there are many dissimilarities in proscriptions and prohibitions between higher and lower vehicles, and between sutra and tantra, and that these are all the practices of a single person, are contradictory for those who are confused and lack the power of intelligence to seek the intended meaning of the innumerable scriptures. Yet through wisdom, the learned know that these are not mutually exclusive.
Okay, so the another contradictory that we see, because the different contradictory word makes you the understanding different, right? So of course they do have a, in Buddha teaching, even Sutra and Tantra, and then like Theravadas and Mahayana, there are many different words. They sometimes say yes, sometimes say no. So it's contradictory words, but as well as you're thinking as a contradictory meaning, then you cannot do practice, right? You will choose the practice one side or not, you will abandon another side. This is not good way to do follow the Buddha instruction, right? So therefore, as well as like you are doing the practice for enlightenment, all these teaching scriptures are, as Lamrim said it, all scripture are not contradictory. It's all scriptures are instructed for one people to enlightenment, right? So as you know that, and then you will not feel it's contradictory, even the words are contradictory. So that wisdom makes you knowing, okay, Buddha said that because of this, the reason. Buddha said another things, like say example, Buddha says like everything is independent exists, and once he's teaching saying everything is lack of independent exists, exactly contradictory words, right? But as well as we think the meaning is contradictory, we will start to do practice. But saying Buddha, when he said it, like all these phenomena are independent exists because of that reason. And then after a while, he said it all phenomena not contradictory, I mean like not independent exist. This is the other meaning. So there are different type of meaning. Buddha said this is because of that. Therefore, Buddha said this one is because of that. Each has a reason and explanations why it said it. When you know that, then you will find it is not contradictory. Then it's not makes you start to do practice, you know. So this is also depend on wisdom. We keep saying wisdom and wisdom and wisdom, right? But what you needed for wisdom, we'll explain more later, which I always saying it. Okay, and then the I think seventh one. There are limitless things. Chappelle.
There are limitless things that the unwise see as contradictory, and the wise see as lacking contradiction. The presentations of the two truths, and the many prescriptions in one scripture that are prohibitions in others, and vice versa. To say that wisdom distinguishes the non-contradictory, intending meaning behind them, is the peerless praise of wisdom.
Okay, this is not separate than above one, the same benefited. Okay, not separate. Lama Tsongkhapa repeating all those benefited, which is the best one. So the kind of repeating. So I think the top one is the seventh benefit. So sometimes people quote the next one is also benefit, but I see the next one and first one is the same. Because it's say in short, right? So okay. So in short, all good quality comes from wisdom. The community, okay. So this is as talking about the first things, and then it's repeating the meaning on the quotations. Then next here, the fault of not having wisdom. Okay, so up to here. So this is not the only 7 and 8 benefit of having wisdom. Okay, so having wisdom, see here in world, who we rely on. We rely on like a tough physical body, or we rely on more mental, like intelligent people. Who we rely on, who we trust. Most we trust intelligent people, right? We are not really relying on the top guys, has a big body. It's not really reliable, right? So the most of the time, we are relying and trust on who are the intelligence. This is wisdom. This is also, you can think, benefit of wisdom. So, and then once you have a great wisdom, and then no one can defeat you. So you are not controlled by some deceiver, right? If you have a perfect wisdom, no one can deceive you. no one can controlling you. So you can only be your own controller. So no one can control you. These are you can add it here more benefit, and then you can think more when we have a wisdom, how it's helping our life and how it's helped to achieve enlightenment. So when we lack of wisdom, and what falls there. So okay, so this is the you can add more, and when you contemplating on the benefit of wisdom, having wisdom, you can add that things. Also, these are true. And then once you know that benefit of having wisdom, then it's very simple and easy that what are the faults? It's exactly opposites are. Once you know the benefit, the opposites are false. So therefore, the false are not having wisdom are follow. It's not really repeating many times, but here few things is repeated. But whatever we found the benefit, it's not having that things is the fault. So it is fault of lack of having wisdom, right? It's the fault of not having wisdom. So okay, so you can take 1 week for contemplating on the benefit of having wisdom. Think again and again and again. How much you think, that much you will find it out another benefit. If you do not think, even we read it, you don't know what we read it, right? So if you think, you will, every single word you will notice it, what we read it, what meaning it is. So, and same way, repeatedly think it. You first time you don't have to add anything. Just repeat the Lamrim, what benefit said it here. This is the basis. Let you think it, let you contemplating on that. So at that moment, do not add anything your perspective. Do not add anything your thought, right? So just repeat these are and think, contemplating. So, and then you are very good familiar with this all benefit, and then it's kind of like you are having kind of like a trust on faith to yes, wisdom is great. Without wisdom we have all this problem. With wisdom we have this all benefit. So it's let it come automatically, this kind of mind, right? Not just forcefully. Once you think the benefit, how many you time thinks the benefit, that much it's kind of like that mind comes. The wisdom is great, wisdom is perfect, very important, needed, very necessary. Either even we are not seeking for enlightenment, but still wisdom is important and necessary. And once you found that, that brings you another practice. Okay, once you have that kind of motivational thought, that brings you another practice. That's the reason contemplating on each things, right? And then say here the faults are just opposites are, but Lama Tsongkhapa mentioned here a few things. Can you read all these two paragraphs?
The faults of not having wisdom are as follows. Without wisdom, generosity and the other perfections are as if blind. The verse summary of the perfection of wisdom in 8,000 lines states, how could billions of blind people, without a guide, who do not know the way, enter the city? Once these 5 perfections lack wisdom, they are blind. As they lack a guide, they cannot reach enlightenment. Consequently, generosity and the other perfections do not become pure, and you do not find the correct view. The compendium of the perfections states, if those intent upon the final fruit are without wisdom, their generosity does not purify them. The Buddha said, giving for others' sake is supreme generosity. Other kinds of giving serve only to increase one's wealth.
Okay, so get it? And then same as like a next one. And then follow one as exactly explaining kind of which is opposite one. The opposite of the earlier benefits are. So, okay. Okay, so you can read that, and also for adapt, wisdom is lauded as, yeah.
For adepts, wisdom is lauded as foremost. Nothing else is as subtle or profound. Without wisdom, you do not head straight for the mental path that is unclouded by the defects of desire.
And
also, without maintaining joyous perseverance in wisdom's ways, your view will not become pure.
okay, and here
the king who becomes famous refers to an unworthy king for whom fame occurs once, but then declines. You do not repel the darkness of delusion's confusion.
Okay, so now from here, you do not repel the darkness. I think, okay, it also still talking about faults. Sorry, yeah.
You do not repel the darkness of delusion's confusion, as long as wisdom's great light does not shine. But when it does, you cast away the darkness. So you must make an effort to generate wisdom with whatever capacity and strength you have. The Compendium of Perfection says, like the dawning of the sun's great light, the enormous power of wisdom's light arises, and the concealing darkness in beings' minds is completely dispelled, only its name left behind. And also, therefore, with all the power at your disposal, work hard at the methods for producing such wisdom.
Okay, so from here said therefore, I think it's also now above that it talks about benefit and fault. Now from here is giving us like some kind of instructed us how to do practice as well. We know that benefit and faults, and then what we should do. So that's the talking from here. And then, but first, Lamrim will explain here what are the causes of confusions. Okay, this is very important for us. Triple read slowly.
What are the causes of confusion? They are relying on bad friends, laziness, indolence, oversleeping, taking no pleasure in analysis and discernment, lack of interest in the vast variety of phenomena, the pride of thinking, I know,
Yeah.
when you do not, the major wrong views, and being discouraged and thinking, someone like me cannot do this, and thus not taking pleasure in relying upon the learned. The
So, okay, what we do not have it, this confusions cause. What we do not have it. And especially, that people even like no lazy, no idleness, not staying with bad friends, but still they say taking no pleasure in analysis. I don't want to do that. It's I don't want to think that. I don't want to, so that's, people are very difficult learning mathematics, right? So because they don't want to think it. So that is the cause of confusions. If you don't want to think it, then never ever complain, then I get confused, right? So if you want to out of confusion, let's say Lamrim, we should think it, analyze it. That's the very important to say, taking no pleasure in analysis and discernment. Also say lack of interest in the vast variety of phenomena. Learning like, so one book is enough for me to read it. Why I need to read 10 books? Why I need to learn why I have to study whole my entire life? People, a lot of complain on that, right? So, but these are the cause of confusion. Said it.
I'm sorry, Geshe, I am confused.
Uh-huh.
This wisdom you're speaking of, there's a lot of different types of wisdom. Are we talking about the wisdom of those 5 things that you mentioned?
Yes.
So I don't have wisdom if I don't know how to make that stupa.
Uh-huh.
I don't have the, am I supposed to have?
You
that?
know
How do I
something
make
to
that?
how to make it, right?
Say that again?
You know something how to what you know. You know how to cook it. You know something to make how to make it. It's not stupa and statue are giving example, but the knowledge of arts. Giving example for that. It's not saying everyone has to be built.
That's where I was confused.
No.
Okay.
No. Yeah. So as well as saying the 5 knowledge, we are way below. Some knowledge even we not begin to study it. Some knowledge we are kindergartens. So, but therefore never complain, say I cannot build up the stupa. No, you're not studied. So how come you knows that? So, but as well as like a benefiting to others, like right? There's a saying it. Oh, okay. So I think this is important. What are the cause of confusions? It's a lot of makes me think many times. So I thought like take it that word separately and put it in your wall. So let remind to me or remind us to what are the cause of confusion. Okay, and now look at all these confusions. You can automatically see that wisdom, how much important it has to have wisdom, you know. So okay, then next quotations are just repeating what Lama Tsongkhapa said before, and then what we need to do, as well as knowing the fault of not having wisdom or benefit of having wisdom, also knowing what is the cause of the confusion, then what we need to do. So that's it. Therefore, as the Continuum, the preparation says, serve and venerate a guru worth of trust and study to achieve wisdom. Study, that's the big word. All the concluded here. Whatever we talk here, it's concluding on study. Okay? So now Lama Tsongkhapa will more talks on that. See, usually I always repeat it. This is not my thought, right? This is not my thought. So how much study is important? So right now it's like everyone is panicking by the coronavirus. They might think, why I need to study? I'm suffering by coronavirus. You have a confusion of cause of confusions, you know. So you are lack of wisdom. So okay. Then what we need to do then? So okay, Chapel, can you read continues once you rely?
Once you rely on a learned person, you must study in accord with your capacity. For if you do not, you will not produce the wisdom that arises from study in the wisdom that arises from reflection, whereupon you will not know what to meditate upon.
Yes.
And if you do study, you will produce the wisdom that arises from reflection by thinking over the meaning of what you have studied. And from this, you will gain vast wisdom that arises from meditation.
Okay. See, now this is not the only Lama Tsongkhapa said it, right? How much study is important because his wisdom is important, right? As well as wisdom is important, then you can automatically see study is important. That study is important is not only Lama Tsongkhapa said it, not only other, like a few lamas said, many lamas said it, how study is important. So therefore, you are just not stuck on some kind of retreat, you know. I want to do like a 10-day retreat. I want to do retreat. And then you're giving up all these study things. This is contradictory. So if you want to do retreat, of course you can do retreat, but that retreat takes more learning things instead of just close eye and, you know, meditating on one things again and again. Just takes that retreat for studying things. seeing that here, study is all the point. Study is the key to bring us all benefited. So because it's bringing us wisdom, right? So study makes you intelligence. Study makes you knowing well. And then once problem come, same as like today's situations, you can handle by yourself, as well as you study well it. Even you not meditated, right? Even you not meditate long time, as well as you knowing many time, that, you know, one solution is not help, then you know many different solutions. You are thinking this, you are thinking this, you are thinking this. At least one solution might be help at the moment. So, but you do not have that much solution. You have a one or two solution because you did not study it. So you are not interesting to say what called West, or say, yeah, you are not interested in the West variety of phenomena. Then the pride of thinking, I know. Okay, so, okay, this is very good instructed for us, okay? So study. And then now here, Lama Tsongkhapa quotes from many like a Bodhisattva and scholar, practitioner, who do have an experience, who do meditate it, who do achieve enlightened through by meditations. But all these people who are meditating right now, they are saying study is important, because they are the, you know, that's that they got it how to meditate it. So, okay, please read from the glorious Arya Sura.
Again, the glorious Aryasura says, little study is like blindness. You do not know how to meditate. Without study, what could there be to reflect upon? Therefore, from the cause of making an effort to study, you meditate in accord with reflection and thereby gain vast wisdom.
Please continue.
The Venerable Maitreya also says in the Sublime Continuum, the conceptualizations of the three spheres are asserted to be cognitive obscurations, while conceptualizations such as stinginess and the like are asserted to be afflictive obscurations. Solely wisdom is the cause of their elimination, nothing else. So wisdom is supreme. Study is its basis, so study is supreme. And Shantideva's Compendium of the Trainings in Verse says, be forbearing and then study. Stay in a forest and then persevere at meditative equipoise. His auto-commentary to this says, with impatience you become disheartened and cannot forbear, so your perseverance at study, etc., declines. And without study, you do not know the means for either meditative stabilization or for clearing away the afflictions. Therefore, without becoming disheartened, study. And the Questions of Narayana formula also says, just so, child of good lineage, if you study, wisdom will come. If you are possessed of wisdom, the afflictions will be stilled. Once you have no afflictions, demons do not have a chance with you. Should I continue?
Okay, so, okay. So the more comes that Master are saying study is important. And just to let you remind, when his Holiness came here, we have a video still, what he give us advice. All this he gives, study Nagarjuna text, study Chandrakirti text, study this and study that. He also that. Study and study and study and study it, right? So therefore we got the 7 Pandit, therefore we got this, his Holiness give to us that Nagarjuna, 7 Pandit, because he look at, yeah, you don't have a Nagarjuna photos, as he said it, because he's talking on that. And then finally, his Holiness give to us very pleasure things. So, yeah.
When I took full ordination from him, where the memorable things that he looked into my eyes and he said, the more you study, the more your wisdom will go up, and the more your ignorance will decrease.
Yes. Yeah. Perfect. So, okay. So then please continue to read it.
Scripture and reasoning establish the following. Those who wish to properly practice the teaching need a broad study of the stainless scriptures and their commentaries, the unexcelled cause that gives rise to wisdom, which thoroughly distinguishes phenomena, which is the sacred life force of the path. However, not achieving wisdom while thinking that a broad study is necessary to develop it is simply the fault of your not being convinced that you need the analytical meditation of discerning wisdom when the time comes for practice, and of having the mistaken conviction that thinks that analytical meditation is not necessary. Therefore, those of you who want what is best for yourselves should eliminate such a mistaken conviction, as though getting rid of poison.
Yeah, also that's analytical meditation is important. As well as you do not know how to do analytical meditation, or you are not interested on analytical meditation, you nothing gain anything. But you will know something, but it's not insight. It's not help you at that when your problems comes, right? So analytical meditation will help you. So therefore, analytical meditation is the another key to brings wisdom, right? Study, and this is very, I think only, I didn't see other books because that much I didn't read it. I cannot say they do not have it, but most I studied the Buddha text. So three wisdom has to build up one by one. It's very beautiful instructed to us. With the one subject has to be built it up three wisdom. Okay, now you have this wisdom. Do not be prided. You still has to be built up that contemplating wisdom. Again, you are not completed. You have to build up the meditation wisdom. Okay, now you are good. So very good way to instruct us. You know, there's three things. Very beautiful. Very beautiful. So very much makes sense when we think on it. When I think on that, very much makes sense. And then I'm so happy in me that this life hearing this kind of instruction. You know. So okay. But another, this is Lama Tsongkhapa mentions, and also another Katamba masters are saying one by one how study is important. Okay. Neljor.
Now, Jorpa Chenmo said, Jorpa, when it comes to accomplishing the state of omniscient enlightenment, whether you show off or conceal that you only studied a handbook, you cannot get anywhere without reading a yak's load of books.
Yeah, see, it's very true, right? Very true. You know, one time Adisha came in Tibet, and then he said it, but now my faith is decreasing because you in Tibet, you do not have a big library that I should read more Buddha Sutra. You do not have that. My faith is decreasing, that he said it. So reading and studying, how much is help, that we can see that what he's pointed. Okay.
Puchowa placed an open sacred text beside his pillow and said, we must learn the texts. So even though you do not get a chance to read them, make a wish to read them all. If someone said that you should practice the teaching without understanding it, how would you do it? Potoa said
Okay, what Potoa said shouldn't have a misunderstanding. Carefully think, okay? Think carefully, okay.
Potoa said 3 times to a monk of Jengawa who was escorting him a short distance, you are enjoying yourself too much. He then continued, you rely upon my teacher who is like the sky, covering the earth. So do not salivate over other teachers. Since you do not have to read the root texts and their commentaries and mark their corresponding passages, you do not have a lot of work. You are happy because you do not think about cause and effect while you work at certain activities by means of certain tantric practices. And you can be satisfied with these many things?
Yeah, what does it mean now? You understand? What do you understand of this line? This paragraph, which is Podova said it. It says you are happy, you are enjoying yourself too much. So it's you are not believing on karma. This is you are enjoying. So how much we are not believing on karma, we are not thinking that much we are enjoying it. How much we are not reading book, that much we enjoying it. So how much more we are not meditating, that much we enjoying it. We are enjoying, therefore we are not meditating. We are enjoying, therefore we're not. So if you do not believe on karma, as I remember the Laura said it, before she came here, more enjoy. After she came here, more suffering. So therefore, exactly saying here, who do not believe on cause and effect, karma, they have more enjoy than us. Who do not have commitment, let's say I have a lot of commitment to do like a sadhana, all this completely. Sometimes very late, I have to stay, even like a very tired, I have to complete that my commitment. Am I punishing to myself? Am I don't know how to enjoy it because I'm just doing this? No, that's we have to think it. So then exactly it's like it's indirectly telling us what we should do it. So as until you do not believe on karma, you are enjoying more than who believe in karma. That's true, right? But the next life, you will forget this life, but your experiences continuously comes, that you have to experience it, whether it's suffering or enjoy or happy. You have to experience it. So therefore, better should think karma, having more suffering, or not think karma, have more enjoy it. Which is more benefit? That's the weird thing. That's the exactly usually I'm saying, think as exam, tomorrow you have an exam. Is panicking right now, right? But you will have benefit. You do not think tomorrow exam because it's like it makes you stress. It makes you annoying. You are not thinking tomorrow exam. You will have suffering longer. So that's the thing. Same. Whether you have to would you like to think exam tomorrow or not want to think exam tomorrow? Just want to enjoy it. Okay. So that's kind of example here. Okay, very tricky way to ask, giving us advice that Podova said it, right? Okay, you read it again 2-3 times, find it out what really this meaning is, okay? What the Podova said 3 times to monks, you are enjoying yourself, how? Then this is saying. It's like a indirectly heating, or it said it's a definite word, is a definitive teaching, or like a what called? Interpretive teaching. So that's you have to find it out. So okay, continues what Sharawa said it.
Sharawa said, until you become a Buddha, your studies are not finished. They are finished when you are a Buddha.
Very true. Therefore, this is I'm kind of like repeating here, right? Look at our Rinpoche, look at His Holiness Dalai Lama, look at all these seniors monks who are great practitioners, who are like great knowledgeable. Still, they are reading book. Still, they are studying. So, and I myself also try follow them. Still studying, never ending. So, but what I studied earlier, it's also benefiting right now today. But while I'm learning more new things, it could be benefit to future, right? So, so this is very true. And say until omniscience, you will not free from ignorance. Until you are not free from ignorance, you have to study it, right? So therefore, it's saying they are finished when you are Buddha. Okay. Also, Kamaba, what Kamaba said it.
Some say, when you practice the teachings, what need is there of knowledge? And they degenerate. This idea is a real danger for those of us who have studied little. Others say, if you really try, You do not need knowledge. This is very dangerous. If you are making a big effort at the teaching, knowledge is required. Since it is not completed in this brief lifetime, we must resolve, I will study continually through many lifetimes without interrupting the succession of lives having leisure and opportunity. Some think that meditators do not need to study. Only those who explain the teachings do. But those who explain the teachings and do not study merely run the risk of sinning, while it is precisely the meditator who must study to avoid straying from the path. Continue.
Yeah. So now from here is Lama Tsongkhapa also some kind of mentioning the opinions idea, who are saying there are many, even Buddhists. Some are saying, okay, we don't have to study that much. If you want to understand better this one, you should also read how they explain it, why we don't need to study it. Like say, His Holiness went to Japan, and then his advice for Buddhists always saying it, study it. Then, so one of the Japan's, the Venerable asked His Holiness, do we need to study? You know, it's kind of shocking and surprise to asking away, do we need to study? So, and then His Holiness, of course, then he have a lot of answer for that, reason for that, right? So, still there are many people, even in Tibetan Buddhists, some are there saying, we don't need to study it that much, right? And then also saying, some are saying, of course we need to study, but when you start to meditate, you don't study it. So when you go to retreat, then don't study it, something like that. So this all the rejectable. Islam was very much rejecting this through by all these quotations and reasoning, he proving here how important to study it. And then your own intellection, you can think your own way, how much is important or not, because there are two different ideas there. Some are saying not important, some are saying yes, very much important. There are two different ideas there, but you also need to think, right? Okay, so yeah, I have to finish. I have to finish what I need to finish today. Okay, so okay, Chipal, can you read for me?
Thus, you must be convinced.
Okay, one thing, even we are almost 5 minutes we have it. Your mind should stay with the reading things. That is you are studying. Okay, okay.
Thus, you must be convinced that wisdom and the study that causes it are indispensable for proper practice. Moreover, unless you reach certainty about the need for analytical meditation when you practice, you will have a very hard time getting anywhere. Even some well-regarded scholars of the scriptural collections claim, understand study to be either a mere preliminary to practice or to be a background support, like mountains at the back of a valley, but not the actual instructions. For this reason, you need to practice to quickly attain Buddhahood and study to benefit the Buddha's teaching. This is contradictory nonsense. There are just two kinds of teaching. Teaching as scripture and teaching that has been put into practice. The former makes known the procedures for practice, and the latter is assimilating the practice after you have understood the procedures. Therefore, doing the practice without upholding the teaching in the sense of practice depends upon an unerring understanding of scriptural teaching. Therefore, it is not right to...
So this all very important instruction, okay? You really read it carefully, okay? So I mean, like together. Mm-hmm.
Therefore, it is not right to forget what you have studied at the time of practice, for you must first know many teachings and then put their very meaning into practice when the time comes to do so. Even if you do not understand the teachings from the outset, do not be discouraged, but strive to study them in accord with your mental capacity, as much as feasible, whether that be a little or a lot. Do not make study and practice into separate things. Rather, the very thing that you practice must be exactly what you first studied and reflect upon. Beginning bodhisattvas must depend with certainty on a single procedure of the path, a practice that is not biased toward one side, but is complete in all aspects of the path. When their mental capacity is small, they engage in conditioning themselves to just this process of study, followed by practice. If their mental capacity is great, or, though at first small, has become greater through conditioning, they steadily expand upon the very stage of the path they know, proceeding in connection with all the scriptures and their stainless commentaries. There is no need for them to pursue something else to study besides these. Therefore, if instructions are accurate and complete, then although summarized, all of the key points of sutra and tantra paths and the paths of the higher and lower vehicles must be covered. Once they have been explained at length, you must be able to go through all the teachings. Until you reach something like this, it is possible to feel delight about just some portion of your practice, but it is impossible to become certain about the key points of practice for the complete corpus of the teachings. Consequently, rely upon excellent...
Okay, this is also very important instruction. You should take this line and put in the wall, okay? This paragraph. Consequently,
rely upon excellent teachers and companions. Make a foundation of pure ethical discipline to which you commit yourself. Listen again and again to the instructions. Do 4 sessions of meditation, and then sustain the object of meditation and its subjective aspects. After you have made fervent supplications to the deities and gurus, strive at all the causes of engaging from many perspectives in accumulating the collections and purifying obscurations. If you do this, you will become profoundly certain that the good qualities in your mind will steadily improve.
Okay, if you not do that, then what happening? So how you becoming is next. Just one paragraph is the last one. Okay, don't worry. So okay, as the former
excellent beings said, make all the teachings you have previously heard completely clear in your mind. You must reflect upon them again and again, evaluate them, and deliberate on them. When you have let yourself forget the teachings, there is nothing gained by learning to stabilize your attention on one object of meditation. The best meditators are the best teachers. Mediocre meditators become mediocre teachers. You need knowledge of the teaching and commensurate meditation that both proceed to ever greater levels together. Once you gain a firm certainty from such reflection, you do not pay heed when bad friends say, all thoughts, virtuous and non-virtuous, are conceptualizations and are therefore to be eliminated.
So bad friends could be Hashang, right? Hashang said so the wrong instructed. That's actually bad friend means we are not really blaming and criticizing that as like telling us wrong instruction to enlightenment or benefiting other. So we should be considered as, but it's not saying you should abandon from your compassion. So as your compassion practice, whoever bad or good, difficult or easier, you have to hold it by your compassion. But until you are like gaining that unfallible faith or gaining some kind of attendant attainments, you have to be careful, stay away or not listening to them. This is important. Yeah, if you have a wisdom, you will not find these two is contradictory. If you do not have a wisdom, you will find this contradictory, right? It's a bad. Do not stay with it, not listening. Then you might think, okay, shouldn't be love, shouldn't be compassion. It's contradictory. This is two is can be go together, okay?
But rather think, the teachings do not say this, nor do my teachers assert it. Otherwise, if you are a person who possesses a little faith, but no wisdom, you are like the leading edge of water running downhill. You go anywhere you are led, taking anything said to be true, wanting to cry when you see others crying,
Yeah,
wanting to laugh when you see others laugh.
that's exactly we are, right? So that you shouldn't let carry the rivers. You know, the when we put the one leaf, wherever rivers goes, their leaves goes. Leaf do not have any control on that. So therefore, it's very much we said that's we are actually. So wanting to cry when you see others, you are crying. Well, wanting to laughing that you you want to laugh when you see others laughing, because you just follow the emotional, right? You're just following your emotional, not the reason, not the wisdom. Okay, so I'm so happy today because all this teaching I'm talking from way beginning again and again and again and again. So this is I'm saying exactly. This is things I'm saying every time I'm repeating this, right? Way beginning when we start the Lamrim like 5 years ago, I said it how much important it because this I see this one, and this is not only that that I believe. There are many other textbooks and many other directly teaching every Lama, every single master are saying, yes, this is the important. So it's not just lineage, right? So of course that we are Gelugpa lineage, Lama Tsongkhapa study is very important that I have to do it, not that. It's not making decision by your lineage. It do not make your decision by your guru, right? Do not make decision by your religious. It should make decision by your own wisdom, but wisdom which knows lot, okay? Wisdom which knows little, you cannot rely on. You cannot rely on that. If you decided by wisdom which is know little, result will be little. Can be failed, right? So even you have to rely on your wisdom finally, but that wisdom should be bright, vast, great. So then the decision will be good then. So okay, therefore, yeah, I'm very happy today that just reading line by line is enough for me because I already said this all this many times, right? Now you know who's saying it. Not just me, not just Lama Tsongkhapa. Maitreya Buddha saying it, Buddha saying it, all these Kadamba masters are saying it, and Aryasura are saying it, Nagarjuna are saying it, everyone saying this. To study is important because wisdom is important. Lack of wisdom will you always fail. Every practice will not success. Every practice will not pure. Every practice will not complete without wisdom. It said it, right? So therefore conclusion is need to do a study, okay? Yes.
This is the same thing, because you brought up lineages. In other lineages, is this known as like the non-drug teachings, similar thing?
No.
It's not similar?
Not similar. Ngondro teaching is at Lamrim, we're beginning, it's like a 6 preliminary practice. All this Ngondro, 4 Ngondro is included in 6 preliminary practice. So, everything is in Lamrim. All this practice which you have from outside, it's in the Lamrim. Well, you are studying Lamrim, but sometimes like different terms, different concept, different way to do it makes you, oh, I'm doing some new things. You are not doing new things. You're doing exactly what Lamrim said, but therefore you should know better before you do whatever, like Ngondro or whatever, right? So okay, so
Angela, can I ask you a question?
okay, sure.
You were just, I missed that example. People were laughing about meditating and suffering. Can you clarify that? Because why does meditating create suffering? But you were giving an example of she meditates or something. Can you just clarify that part?
Oh, okay. No, actually, the Geshe Potowa said it, right? Potowa said it for group the Chengawas monks. You are life by life. You are too much enjoying. You are enjoying too much because you do not believe on karma, because you are not follow. You are not study it. So saying these are not really definite teaching. Therefore, I just try to explain on that. So in generally, who do not believe karma, they do have a less responsibility, less thought, less suffering. Who believe karma, they have more responsibility, more practice, more kind of like a suffering. So that's the difference between who believe or not believe karma, right? Who believe only this lifetime enjoyment, and then after this lifetime we have totally nothingness. Then they can be lie, they can be killed, they can be do anything. There are no need of morality practice because they are nothing to do anything. As well as I'm enjoying this lifetime, this is benefit. So because after life, we do not have any other life, right? Then for having this enjoyment life, you can lie, you can kill it, you can deceive it. So there are no morality. So whatever is also not safe for world. Therefore, I'm saying, yes, there are two kind of things: who do not believe the karma, who believe the karma, which is more important. So therefore, I give the example, Laura. The Laura said it before she come to the she do not have she have more enjoy, like a more happy mind. After she come to the center, she have more suffering mind because compassion, all need to think sufferings of others. Then she got more information about suffering. Then what she got more suffering. But which is benefited? Which is have more benefited? That's what I'm saying. Think on that.
Well, you were talking about those who don't understand are suffering because of the coronavirus. Are you saying that when we understand the laws of cause and effect of karma, then there is no reason to suffer regarding the coronavirus because this is the manifestation of cause and effect, and we simply have to accept what is?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
Could you say
But
that?
also, could we also look at the coronavirus as an illusion?
Coronavirus, which point? So it is real. One point, it's coronavirus real. It's affected. People are dying by it. People having like a disease by it. It's real. But we who not sees the emptiness, we cannot say it's illusions, But who sees emptiness, it will not affect it to them. Because they will be free from karma. They will be free from all these affections of outside external things, right? So, but it is for so far. I'm not really saying it's illusion. Otherwise, we all have a misunderstand if I say illusion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm surprised that Rinpoche is going forward with a Tara retreat. Is that because he feels he wants to continue with that retreat regardless of, he feels that sense of, obviously he's so transcended, he's a master. Is that why he's continuing with that retreat?
Continuing without retreat means?
He's doing a Tara retreat in Maryland. Is he going to continue with that retreat in light of everything that's happening? Is he traveling?
No, he's not. She has wrong information. She doesn't know it's canceled.
Oh, I see.
Oh, it is canceled.
Yeah, it is actually the postponed. So far they're saying postponed. Yeah.
Okay.
So they are stopping all these gathering things. But we never know if we have like a part of. Okay, I'm not talking too much. It's okay.
All right, thank you.
I don't understand the second part of that sentence that she was just talking about, where it says you are happy because you do not think about cause and effect. I don't understand this part, which is while you work at certain activities by means of certain tantric practices. I don't understand that end of the sentence.
Therefore, this is like a not definitive teaching for us. So what the Poto was saying, kind of like we are teasing each other, right? Oh, you are so happy you don't have a children. So, oh, I'm not happy I have a children, you know. So this is not really mean that you are happy, right? So it's indirectly saying you are still suffering, but you're so happy you don't have a children, you know. But some point, like I say, sometime like we are indirectly talking to others, right? This teaching, the Buddha would say indirectly telling us, as far as not believe on karma, you will find more enjoyment, you will find more happy life, right? Because if you not believe on karma, then you will do whatever you think, right? So as you believe on karma, then even you like to do it, then thinking of karma not let you do it. It's kind of like a suffering. They think it's suffering, you know. So that's the saying. As long as you not believe in karma, you are free. You are happy, more happy. Therefore, I give you example. Yeah, yeah. Knowing more suffering, not knowing more suffering, right? It's more happy. Knowing more suffering is, you know, less happy. But in general, I say the fundamental life of suffering. There's nothing happiness in fundamental of life, right? So then where you going to find it really happy, you know? So better should know more suffering. not makes you surprised. Okay. Okay, one question, the one last question is online.
Yes, I have a question.
Okay.
On page 21, it says beginning bodhisattvas must depend on a single procedure of the path, a practice that is not biased toward one side, but is complete in all aspects of the path. Could you explain what that means?
The beginning of page 21?
Yes, it's like maybe like 5 lines down, something like that.
Okay.
Fine.
So this is the line, right?
Let me see.
Even the beginning is even you if you do not understand the teachings from the outside.
Yeah, about 6 lines down from that, it begins beginning bodhisattvas.
Okay. Do not make a study and practice to 6 line down. Okay. Rather, the very things that you practice must be exactly what you first study and reflect upon. Beginning bodhisattvas. That's you say?
That one. Yes, okay. That one. Yeah.
Beginning bodhisattvas must depend on with certainty on the single procedure of the path. Okay, let me read the Tibetan here. Lu tu chung na tezam kom shu. Lu tu chiam tangbo chung yang gombe che song se lam gi rimba ting che ke song song la konde ki time tamje. Okay, I think this is like a if we have a discouragement, then how we encourage it, that's just talking on that. So which really part you are asking? The beginning, all this line are asking, or like a one specific line sentence?
About it not being biased toward one side, a practice that is not biased toward one side. What does that mean?
Practice is not biased toward one side, but is complete in all aspect of the path. Okay. Uh, practice that is not biased toward one side in completely all aspect of the path when they are mental capacity. Okay. Okay. Kind of to be the some jam with shorty or my song and I'm trying also to change the so the you're asking what is bias, right?
Well, I'm kind of thinking that it's a bit of a contradiction in what we talked about before, because we were saying that basically all practices are complete in some way. You know, they're a reflection of all the teachings. So, you know, we can study anything and it will have benefit to us. So to me, this almost
You're
seems.
saying same things. You're saying same things. You shouldn't bias. That's the saying, right?
Mhm.
You shouldn't bias. That's the saying. If you do if you are the aim is enlightenment, but you only do bodhicitta, not doing emptiness practice, you bias. But only do emptiness practice, not do compassion practice, also bias. It's saying you shouldn't.
Shouldn't it reject any.
Yeah, that's the always I'm seeing from beginning of Lamrim to end of Lamrim, they are nothing to rejectable. If you're missing one of these Lamrim practice, you are biased. You are picking the practice which I like, which you don't like. If once you pick the practice which I like or don't like, you are biased, right? So also you are doing practice which you know, but not doing practice which you don't know, also biased. So therefore it's say important to study and complete knows, then you will not bias, because you will know that what we need to complete it. So incomplete knowing is also makes you biased. So because you will do practice only how much you knows, and you not try to do anything other things to know, then you are incomplete practice.
Okay.
Yeah. So therefore, one more repeating, from Lamrim beginning to end, nothing to rejectable. Every single line, every single meaning is instructed. It's the step. When you're missing the first step, the second step is nothingness. So that's the perfect order. Therefore, I mentioned it like this morning or yesterday morning. The Lamrim means not that book, Lamrim book, right? When we say Lamrim, then your mind automatically thinking that book. The Lamrim is the subject of that book, the stage of enlightenment. The stage of enlightenment, which is collected from all these texts put it together for us, the stage of enlightenment. So you are more have to focus on the stage of enlightenment instead of Lama Tsongkhapa's Lamrim. Once you say Lama Tsongkhapa Lamrim, it can be your mind goes to bias, like say, oh, I'm Gelugpa or Lama Tsongkhapa. No, it's just stage of enlightenment. You are finding stage of enlightenment, and Lama Tsongkhapa composed in this book to what is the stage of enlightenment. And this is perfect or not perfect, we can contemplating on that, we can reflecting on that. Is this perfect? Then you will find there are nothing rejectable. Okay. Okay, thank you then. Where is my dedication prayer? Okay, so, but I have to share it. I lost it. Yeah, but people need to see it. Okay, yeah, sharing this. Okay. Everyone can see the dedication prayer? Okay, this is dedication. Sa shi pege shu shi me do chang me ra ling xin yin de. San ge xin do me de wa yi du gu nam da xin la ju pa shu yi da ma wu ran da me de. Ne ya da ya me. In this land, surrounded by mountain of snow, you are the source of all solace and joy. All powerful Chenmo cleansing castle, please remain until the samsara ends.
to bring blessings,
To enlighten activities to fortunate disciples, and to spread the textual and inner realization teaching of the Buddha, who embodies the 10 powers. You show the light of logic and teaching to intelligent minds. So I pray to you, our spiritual guide, develop the path. May the precious Supreme Bodhicitta arise in those in whom it not yet arisen, and where it has arisen, may not decrease, by our increase more and more.
I dedicate this virtue as a cause for gaining a
Through an understanding of the soul and medicine of all illness of grasping and extreme, the profound meaning of divine knowledge and the view of the Supreme Arjuna spiritual
successors.
By this virtue, may all beings perfect the accumulation of merit and wisdom and achieve the true
bodies
that arise from merit and wisdom. Okay, everyone, have a good night, and then let's think about coronavirus. There will be not problem. Okay, there will be not problem. Okay, just careful. Don't edit. You are mentally suffering. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Geshe.
Thank you.
Geshe.
Good night.
Good night. Good night.
Night,
everyone. Thank you.
Kachana Gishla.
Lasso Sinjanango.